Okay, for Tajweed, last week we have already covered a few topics, the basic of Tajweed in terms of the meaning, right? To beautify our recitation, in terms of Sharia, to excel the huruf with all their rights. Okay, then we also discussed about what is the meaning of tartil in this ayat of Al-Quran of Surah Al-Muzammil, verse 4. It means tajwidul huruf wa ma'rifatul wuquf, as per what Sayyidina Ali karamallahu wajha have taught the tabi'ins. What is the meaning of tartil? Tartil means is to beautify your huruf, your emissions of huruf, at the same time also to understand the hukum of recitation. And also narrate the hadith of Rasulullah SAW. Verily Allah loves the servant who recite the Quran as per what it has been sent, right? So that's the motive that we want to, why we learn the Tajweed, so that we would recite the Quran as how Rasulullah SAW recite the Quran, to preserve that recitation skill. Okay. Then the advantage of learning Quran, because it's the most noblest knowledge, right? And this knowledge is called as ilmu tajweed. The person who compile, as per what we have discussed in a very detailed manner last week, is Abu Aswad Ad-Duwali and Abu Ubaid Al-Qasim, and also Al-Khalil bin Ahmad Al-Farahidi. Right? All their history, inshallah, if we have the time, we will elaborate further about their history of all these great scholars. Okay, then the benefits. Okay, the objective is to keep our tongue from committing the wrong recitation. Okay, a lot of people are reciting the wrong recitation, but again, what inside this in our book, we also discuss on the meaning of how to understand wrong recitation. Okay, there's two levels of wrong recitation. Inshallah, we will discuss in this book. We call it lahan. We have lahnul jali, we have lahnul khafi. Lahnul jali is the wrong error, right? Lahan means error. Error that is zahir. Zahir means prominent error. Then we have error that is hidden, with lahnul khafi. So in recitation, there's two kinds of error. Error that is prominent, and error that is hidden. So again, this is one of the reasons why we learn Tajweed, in order to, before we identify the error of others, we identify the error of ourselves first. So basically, the objective of us learning Tajweed here is to identify our own errors, right? Whether it's hidden error or a prominent error. So benefit of Tajweed, I have to achieve success in dunia wal akhirah, insyaAllah, amin rabbal alamin. Okay, now we will discuss on the content or the pillars of reciting the Quran. So again, we pillars means what? We have rukun. Rukun means pillars. So we have arkanul Islam, we have the pillars of Islam. That means the 5 pillars of Islam, right? We have which is the kalimah mashhada, right? That means to exhale and that no God except for Allah and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Then second is to fulfill your prayers. Then third is to fast during Ramadan. Fourth is to give out zakat. And 5 is to perform your hajj, and for those who have the ability. So again, that is the 5 pillars of Islam. When we talk about reciting the Quran, we have 3 pillars to ensuring that your recitation is valid in the eyes of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. So you get what I mean, right? Likewise, if a person if he want to count himself a Muslim, he have to fulfill that 5 pillars of Islam, right? He have to fulfill that 5 pillars of Islam, then he can be called as a Muslim. Then his Islam is validated by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala on the physical aspect. Okay. Same goes to the recitation of Quran. In order for your recitation to be validated in the eyes of Allah, then you have to fulfill these three standards, three pillars. The explanation are as per below. Number one, with an authentic sanad. Sanad means chain of knowledge. This is the most important part when we talk about reciting Quran. Okay? When we talk about sanad, most of us here, do we know what kind of sanad of qiraat that we are applying from? Okay, we have at least 7 main qiraat, in fact 10 or even 14, right? But don't talk about others, just talk about one that we should practice first, right? And the one that is the most basic in terms of tajweed and in terms of recitation approach is the qiraat of Imam Hafs. So okay, we will go to Imam Hafs. I write in English better. Imam Hafs. Imam Hafs he takes his recitation from Imam Asim. Imam Asim. Okay. Imam Asim, during his time, Imam Asim is a great scholar of the Quran. Yeah? When you mention his name, Imam Asim, our scholar will not have any doubt about him, because he is one of the biggest contributor of the chain of knowledge. Okay, and all these great imam, they come right after Abu Aswad and the rest. Okay, so Imam Asim, he have two great students. One is Imam Hafs, another one is Imam Shu'bah. Okay, Imam Asim have two great students. One is Imam Hafs and one is Imam Shu'bah. Okay, so this is called qiraat Asim. This is called qiraat. Okay, qiraat Asim. Semua mana? Qiraat Imam Asim. Okay. So in the qiraat of Imam Asim, there's two rawi. Rawi means the person who narrates the chain of knowledge of Imam Asim. The two main students that narrates the knowledge of the chain of knowledge of Imam Asim. One is Shu'bah, the first rawi. Rawi means the person who narrates. Then we have Imam Hafs, is the second person who second rawi. So there's two rawi in terms of the chain of knowledge of Imam Asim. You get what I mean? Why is there two rawi? Okay, there's this incident that happened before during the time of Imam Asim, because Imam Asim, one of these two students are his two greatest students. Okay, and it's been said, right? Imam Hafs itself, when he take the recitation of Imam Asim, he doesn't complete the khatam only one time. It's been said in a kitab, minimum of 30 time of khatam with Imam Asim. Minimum of 30 time of khatam. And when we say about khatam, it's not khatam from Surah Al-Duha, Ash-Shams, all the way to the An-Nas, no. Is khatam, the proper khatam, it means from the beginning of Surah Fatiha all the way to An-Nas. Once finished, he repeat again the same cycle up to 30 times, right? Now we ask ourselves, it's a reminder to me also, we ask ourselves, right? At least yes, Alhamdulillah, we have khatam with our various gurus or our various ustaz or sheikh on the Quran perspective at least once. But again, for them, their level minimum, in fact more, 30, at least 30. So okay, Imam Hafs, okay, and Imam Syu'bah is two greatest students of Imam Asim. During one day, there's one incident where Imam Syu'bah was an imam of a congregational prayer. So they were praying Maghrib or Isha during that time. And at the back of him are all the students of Imam Asim. The students of Imam Asim except Imam Hafs. Except Imam Hafs. So again, because of his knowledge, Imam Syu'bah was being put forth to the front to become the imam. So during his recitation of surah, not Fatiha, of surah, the students right behind him, which also the students of Imam Asim, heard Imam Syu'bah recite differently from how Imam Asim teach Imam Hafs. You get what I mean? So Imam Syu'bah, he recites differently, but it's the same surah, right? He recites differently like how Imam Asim teaches Imam Hafs. So they go and complain to Imam Asim. Again, when come to this matter, who should they complain to? The head lah, right? The head of the most knowledgeable among them. So when they complain to Imam Asim asked them to bring forth Imam Syu'bah. Then he asked Imam Syu'bah, did you recite this way? Okay, now you recite in front of me. So he recite in front of Imam Asim, in front of the rest of the students, inclusive of Imam Hafs also, including Imam Hafs was there, present. So when he recite, they know that he is reciting something that is different from how Imam Asim have teach Imam Hafs and the rest. But Imam Asim validate, stating that Imam Syu'bah recitation is authentic. Because why? Okay. Can I go to the next page? This one you all right here? Because why? Okay, let's go to Imam Asim. Imam Asim, okay, he have two great students, Syu'bah and Hafs. Okay, Imam Asim is a tabi'in. Tabi'in means what? If a tabi'in means someone who witnessed the Sahabah, right? Seen and witnessed Sahabah and learn from them. Tabi'in, Imam Asim learn from the tabi'in. So Imam Asim have two great teachers. Imam Asim have two great teachers. One is Hiru bin Hubaysh. Okay, and another one is Abdul Rahman As-Sulami. Sorry. As-Sulami. I'm not sure about their name in the Latin word, in the Latin words, because it might not be similar to the Arabic. Okay, but pronunciation is correct. Hiro bin Hubaysh and Abdul Rahman As-Sulami. Who are these two individuals? Hiro bin Hubaysh, he's a tabi'in who take his recitation from Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Abdullah bin Mas'ud, Ibnu Mas'ud. Who's Abdullah bin Mas'ud? Sahabah, right? And one of the Sahabah that Rasulullah validate his recitation skills. Say one of the best in terms of recitation is Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Okay? Can see? Okay, I draw an arrow. That means going up. For Abdul Rahman As-Sulami, who is he? He is the student of Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib. Karamallahu wajhah. You get what I mean? Abdul Rahman As-Sulami, he is the student and a tabi'in, student of Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib. He take his recitation skill, or he take his sanad from who? Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib. Whereas for Hiro bin Hubaysh, he take his recitation from who? Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Now, Imam Asim, he take his recitation from both these two great scholars. Okay, I mean he master the way how Sayyidina Ali recites, and he master the way Abdullah bin Mas'ud recites. Okay, then then we go back to the story where Imam Syu'bah recite during his congregational prayers, and he was complained to Imam Asim. Then Imam Asim asked him to recite the same thing again, and he validates. Because why? Then he explains to the rest of his other students. For Imam Syu'bah, his lineage of recitation that he passed down to Imam Syu'bah was from Hiro bin Hubaysh and Abdullah bin Mas'ud. Whereas for Imam Hafs, okay, Imam Hafs, his form of chain of knowledge, sanad of knowledge, he passed down that Quranic recitation, which is from Abdul Rahman As-Sulami and Ali bin Abi Talib. So you see, there's a more detailed understanding on this part. So here comes the question. So where should we learn from? Should we just learn the qiraat of Imam Asim, which is here? Just straight away learn from here? And that means just start from basic here, is it? No. Okay? Definitely no. For us, the most basic path, you have to start from Imam Hafs. Okay? You have to start from Imam Hafs. Once you master Imam Hafs, in order for you to acquire the qiraat of Imam Asim, okay, you have to learn the path of Syu'bah. Then you can be called, I possess the qiraat of Imam Asim. Okay? Understand? Okay, here comes the reality. When we talk about Imam Hafs, okay, just now we talk about Imam Asim, right? Imam Asim, we have Syu'bah, okay, and we have Hafs. So this is the second rawi, and this is the first rawi, or either one that you want to call them with. I mean Rawi, that means those who narrates the qiraat of Imam Asim. So now we know already the lineage of these two great scholars, Hafs and Shu'bah. So when we talk about how to learn from Imam Hafs, the path of Imam Hafs, every great scholar, they have two paths. They call it tariq. Tariq, right? We call it tariq. Tariq. And tariq means path. Every two great scholar, Hafs and Shu'bah, they at least minimum have two paths. The first path is Shatibiyah. Shatibiyah. And the second path is Jazariyah. Okay. Okay, who are these two paths? And what are these two paths? Shatibiyah is just a name. It's just a, how to say, panggilan, panggilan, how to say, term that we describe. Actually, it comes from Imam Shatibi. Imam Shatibi. Imam Shatibi. Jazariyah is the same, is a term. Actually, it comes from Imam Jazari. Imam Jazari. Get it? Okay. So when we said about Imam Shatibi and Imam Jazari, these two great Imam, they come 100 or 200 years after Imam Hafs. They are not a direct student from Imam Hafs. But why? There's two paths. Why? Because again, their deep understanding on the Quranic recitation, they understand that it has to be separated to two paths. Between Imam Shatibi and Imam Jazari, the only difference of these two Imam is the difference of recitation at 18 places in the Quran. 18, how to say? 18 spot or places? Places, say? Places, right? Okay. 18 places in the Quran that they differs in terms of the recitation. That's all. You get what I mean? So how should we approach this knowledge? Okay, our scholars, right, when they said you should learn the Tajweed, Quran, right, get the recitation sanad at the right with the right person at the right path, we should start from Imam Shatibi first, the Shatibiyah way. The Shatibiyah way, because concurrently when you learn the Shatibiyah way, concurrently you are learning the Jazariyah way, because they only differs at which part? 18 places in the Quran itself. So when you learn Shatibiyah, you just need to learn these 18 places. Then you need to start back your recitation from starting, or some our Quran scholars, they will just, because again to save time, they will test you on that 18 places. So that means once you have khatam or complete the whole Quran, they will test you at these 18 places the difference of recitation for Shatibiyah and Jazariyah. If you pass, you pass. That means you possess the two path, the two tariq. So once you possess the two tariq, that means you possess the way of Imam Hafs. But not done yet. In order for you to scale up to possess Imam Asim way of recitation, you have to go to Shu'bah. Again, when we talk about Shu'bah also have to tariq. Allahu alam, right? I have not reached there yet, so you cannot ask me. Okay? Here you can ask me, insyaAllah. Okay? And as per what my own Quran teacher advised me, right? Not say that he don't encourage me to learn up to Shu'bah. He say if you got time, then you can go. If you got time, because again time is an essence. We are living in Singapore, okay? How much time that you want to spend to go and acquire this set of skill, right? You want to learn Arabic, you want to learn tafsir, you want to learn this, you want to learn fiqh, which is jurisprudence, you want to learn other forms of knowledge. So get what is the most required right now to validate your one path. At least if you cannot validate Jazariyah, at least validate yourself on Shatibiyah. That means once you validate Shatibiyah, you get that one single line knowledge all the way up to Imam Asim to Abdul Rahman As-Sulami, all the way to Sayyidina Ali Karamallahu Wajha, all the way to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. InsyaAllah, that means your recitation is valid, safe, correct? So this is the path. It's not easy, but insyaAllah, put your determination right and intention right, Allah will make it easy for you, insyaAllah. Okay, so this is to recite the Quran from a teacher that is mutqin. Mutqin means excellence and careful with his teaching approach. Not cincai-cincai, yeah? Not like, okay, faster, we want to khatam next week, right? So we have to faster recite. No. When we say careful with his teaching approach, that means he will not let you go easily. When I start to take up this path, and I managed to get myself validate on my Fatihah, just Fatihah, when I was in Tarim in Hadramaut. I still remember my guru or my sheikh was African. He is from Habasha. Habasha is Abyssinia. He's from Abyssinia, and his name is Taqiyuddin, and Ustaz Taqiyuddin. And his knowledge on Qiraat, he spent most of his youth until now, I believe, on just learning the Qiraat. And most of the time when I see him in Darul Mustafa, because we learn in Darul Mustafa, he will spend most of his time just sit down at one corner and just recite the Quran, because not just one way, he learned few other qiraats, so he have to master. And he just, without the mushaf, he will just sit there right in front of the wall, and you just see his mouth moves. His body never move, his leg never move, his mouth only move. The same when he teach others, that his method also. He will never move anything. He will just sit still like this. He will just correct you if you recite it wrongly, and he will just move his mouth. Whereas for us, we fidget with everything, right? And then, okay, go back to my experience, like learning Fatihah from him, validating my Fatihah from him. It takes me 3 months. 3 months, believe it or not. And I dare to admit, it takes me 3 months. 3 months when I was there on a daily basis, because every Maghrib we recite the Quran with him. 3 months, you count how many days? 90 days at least. At least minimum, okay, plus minus off days, right? On a Friday we don't have any class. On a Thursday night we don't have any class. So plus minus, okay lah, 70 to 80 days. 70-80 days of pure aggression, and he will never let you easily. If you recite wrongly, he asks you to repeat. He make you repeat 100 times if there's a need to. So that is called mutqin. That is the minimum term of mutqin. Right. Because when you recite, he listens, because he understands how it should be pronounced, like how should the huruf emission should be sound like. So if you pronounce it wrongly, he will ask you to repeat. So it's not an easy process. At first few weeks, yeah, I mean it feels so hard, See, I in Singapore I can recite. Why I come here I have to recite every day Fatihah only, every day. And so but there's a wisdom behind it to let you know the path of learning the Quran is not an easy path. Okay. Okay. We narrate a hadith from Rasulullah SAW. Zaid bin Thabit said, "Annal qira'ata sunnatan muttaba'atan." That Zaid bin Thabit mentioned that verily recitation of the Quran is the sunnah that has to be followed. And again, sahabat, when they said this, it means they have listened to this advice before from Rasulullah SAW. So again, a lot of people take this lightly. Oh, never mind lah, I can learn from YouTube. You learn from YouTube, you know what kind of chain or sanad that you are listening to, correct? So this is something that you have to invest your time into. Again, it's not easy. Right? You have to have a lot of dedication and determination. Must be with the accordance with Rasam Uthmani. This is the recitation must be this recitation must be aligned with one of the Mushaf Rasam Uthmani. Case study from Qiraat of Ibn Kathir. Okay, this one is a long topic. I think we will discuss this on the next session, insyaAllah.